Greetings and salutations, everyone. So, this is my reaction to the Sylvanas Judgment cinematics. There are two of them. There's part 1 and there's part 2. I actually recorded myself watching these on stream while playing through it. There were some issues with people getting it crashed. I didn't have this issue because I waited a very long time. It was a thing. So yeah, that'll be that right here. I'll use my editing magic powers and boom. Alright, let's see if it'll crash, guys. Hi, Pelagos.
Greetings, my friend.
Arbiter Pelagos. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I felt important that you are here to witness this moment. Yeah, I agree. Alright, let's see if it'll crash. The time has come! Let us bring the dark saga of Sylvanas Winter to a close and herald a new dawn for the Shadowlands. Speak to me and we will begin. Alright, here's the risk. Here's the risk. The cutscene will break on us, I'm willing to bet. I cannot see it not doing that, because it is broken for everyone else. If it works for us, it means that Blizzard loves me for some reason. So, yeah.
The Shadowlands. Let us begin.
Let us begin. Alright. Here we go. Let's do this. Witness the Arbiter's judgment. Alright.
Sylvanas Windrunner, the time for your judgment is at hand.
Oh, that glare.
There can be no true justice without compassion. And I can see your deeds bear the mark of the jailer's influence. An influence we failed to contain.
The jailer did not control me. My
There it is.
actions were mine alone, and I accept their consequences.
Then, you know in your heart to whom you must answer.
I submit to the judgment of Tyrande Whisperer.
Good. Ooh, the gasps.
Entrusting justice to your most fervent adversary. Are there any gathered here who object to this fate?
Who would? Anduin.
So be it.
Okay.
What game do you play now, Banshee? The Sylvanas I hunted would never submit to the blade of her enemy.
Death would be a merciful end, Tyrande. And I do not expect your mercy.
Yeah?
Your newfound remorse might be genuine, but it can never erase all you have done.
True.
There will be no peace for you, Windrunner, until there is peace for the souls of your victims. The prisoner is in my charge now.
Nice.
Bring her.
Hell yeah. It didn't crash on us! Woo! It didn't crash on us! We broke through! We broke through! Blizzard loves me! Confirmed! Blizzard loves me. Deal with it. The Banshee tore a gaping wound in the soul of my people. She set our home aflame and sent countless Kaldoroi to the maw. Whatever judgment the Arbiter hands down can never balance the scales. Nothing he can do or say will ever be enough. Okay, she was referring to the Arbiter. Okay. Witness Tyrande's judgment!
Below lies the maw, an unjust fate to which you doomed so many. And it will be there that your penance begins. Every soul lost in its depths, betrayed or condemned.
Look at how big Tyrande
You
is.
shall find and send forth to the Arbiter, to be judged with the compassion all souls deserve. You will toil there, under Dorotha's watchful eye, scouring every darkened reach, until the final soul is free, and you are all that remains. This is how you shall bring renewal to your victims and my people.
I approve.
However long it takes, it shall be done.
Okay.
Undo Falador, old friend. Watch her well.
I like the faces there for her sisters. And yeet. Nice. One thing that bugs me a bit, why does Tyrande have old Death Knight eyes? Does she? I think those are the new Death Knight eyes, to be fair. Let's compare hers with Tyrande, with Chandras's. I'd say her, yeah, her eyes are the new Death Knight eyes. Justice for Teldrassil, peace for the Kaldor.
The Banshee's penance will save countless lost souls. A fate that would not have come to pass had I slain her in Ardenweald. Perhaps that is why Mother Moon stayed my hand.
Maybe.
The Horde inflicted a grievous wound upon my people. You may never earn my trust, but you have my thanks for setting things right.
I knew it! I knew it! Okay, context time. So many people blew up at that one line. So many people thought that that was her referring to Sylvanas, and I was like, she's probably either talking to Thrall or Bane or the player character if they're Horde. Nailed it. Nailed it. I am good at calling things. Alright. Okay. So now that we've seen that, let's go ahead and talk about it. Because, well, not quite a lot happens here, but stuff happens here. So let's go ahead and discuss it. So, Sylvanas arrives to be judged by her peers, and also by the new established Arbiter, Pelagos, who now is wearing the Crown of Wills that was created from the Helm of Domination. Now here, oh man, there's a lot of really nice shots here of good old Tyrande and the Night Elves. Just, you got Chandris, Tyrande, and Maiev. They are all giving her the stink eye, and it is deserved. It is deserved after the whole Teldrassil incident. It's what happens, and Sylvanas knows she deserves it. And Pelagos, you know, he's like, alright, there can be no true justice without compassion, and I can see that your deeds bear the mark of the Jailer's influence. And so many people, I don't know why, so many people, it's not even with Arthas, it's not with Garrosh, it's not with anyone. Sylvanas and Arthas, they weren't under the Jailer's full influence. Maybe a little bit, maybe a smidget, but not his full influence. They did their choices on their own. They even admit, well, not Arthas admits to it, but Sylvanas admits to it. And I think that Arthas was a very clear indication of just they've talked about it a lot, to be honest with you. They've been pretty honest with that. With Arthas, like in interviews, they basically have been like, yeah, Arthas was in full control, or rather mostly in full control over his reign as the Lich King. There was minor influence here and there from Zovol and from Ner'zhul, but for the most part, Arthas was not in control. Bleh, sorry. Messed up my words. Arthas was in control of his actions as his reign as Lich King. In fact, that was a whole reason why Zovaal was so ticked off at Arthas and Ner'zhul, was because they weren't listening to him. They were failed heralds of the Jailer. So Pelagos, he charges Sylvanas with answering to who really needs to dish out the judgment, which is Tyrande. Because, yeah, obviously, after everything that Sylvanas had done, it makes sense to have Tyrande be the one to say this, to do this, to sentence Sylvanas to her just thing. Interestingly enough, you have Anduin here. You clearly see him do a side-eye. Thrall is down with it. Jaina's down with it. God, the heights here are a little weird. Like, why is Thrall the same height as... Thrall is shorter than Anduin. This looks weird. I'm sure that's not what it's supposed to look like, but it makes them all look like they're the same height, which is wrong? Like, Thrall should be, like... His chin should be, like, right where, like, Anduin's shoulder is. Whatever. It's nitpicking. Thrall looks amazing regardless. But yeah, Anduin, he's like... He wanted to say something, but doesn't. And, you know, Tyrande shows up, walks over with a glaive in hand, points it at Sylvanas, and is like, what's up? What are you doing? What kind of game is this? What are you doing? By the way, facial animations in this is so good. They have done a tremendous job. Can't wait for them to do this more. But yeah, Tyrande thinks that Sylvanas is having some kind of ploy here. She thinks that she's up to something, she's gonna do something. And no, Sylvanas is like, death would be merciful to Tyrande, but no, this ain't it. But she doesn't expect a mercy, she doesn't expect much. She expects a swift end, really. And Tyrande's like, your newfound remorse might be genuine, but they can't erase what you did. And yeah, that's true. There will be no peace for you, Windrunner. Yeah. Until there is peace for the souls of your victims. Yeah, I agree. Because there's so many people on the Maw. Saurfang, Zelling, all of the Night Elves in Teldrassil. So many people, really. Prisoner is now in my charge. And Maiev and Chandra show up. Maiev is one of my favorite Night Elves. So, real MVP. Really glad that Sylvanas is... Maiev is involved in this. Because she's like the new general or whatever of the Night Elves defense or something. I don't know her exact position, but it's cool that she's here. All right, let's discuss part 2 now. Part 2. This is where she gets to do her thing. So let's go ahead and give that a good old watch. Below lies the Maw. All right, so this is where Sylvanas gets her sentence. The Maw, as we all know, is where all of the souls have been going to. Basically on default, and it is a horrible place. It is one of the worst places you can end up. It is meant for the worst of the worst. It was a prison originally, and then it got turned to basically hell, and you are judged there. You are terribly judged there. You get... Originally, you were just a prisoner, but it became basically a place where your soul becomes... nothing but a puppet to the Jailer, and so many souls ended up that way, either as armaments, or as minions, or so on and so forth. Weapons, armor, people. People ended up down there against their very own will, and Sylvanas, she did have a hand in that, in making that so, with the War of Thorns. Like, obviously, she wasn't the one who was like, you know what, I'm going to send Argus down and throw him at the Arbiter. I'm going to do that. Oh, but she did ally with them. So she has a hand in this, and she is going to be the one who will clean it up, because everyone else is either dead or isn't going to do it. Uzala's in, Bwonsamdi's imprisonment. Halia's hanging out in Helheim, and the Jailer's dead, basically. And Denathrius is hanging out in who knows what. He's cosmic space Satan. He's out there somewhere, doing who knows what with his Dreadlord buddies. So yeah, so Tyrande is sending Sylvanas down in there to begin her penance. It doesn't mean that her penance ends there, but it's where it begins. Every soul is gonna need to be rescued by Sylvanas. She needs to do this. She needs to save all of them and have them be sent to the Arbiter so that they can have their proper afterlife. And then, and only then, can Sylvanas come back. And she's going to be under the watchful eye of Sylvanas' owl, Dorothir. Dorothir. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure I got it right the first time. Again, facial animations in this is so good for almost every character that is doing stuff. So mainly Tyrande and Sylvanas. But this also gives chance for Sylvanas to meet with Nathanos. And yeah, that'll be neat. Sylvanas is like, yeah, however long it takes, it shall be done. Which I'm pretty sure this is just confirmation that Sylvanas will be coming back at some point. Much like Illidan, I think. So Sylvanas, she's gonna be gone for a hot minute doing this, and when she is all done and dandy, she will come back, and she will I don't know if she's done with the Horde, but she might be a neutral character. I don't know. Like, they might do a time skip. I really hope they don't. We really need at least like 2 expansions free of Sylvanas, I think. I'm okay with that. Like, if they bring her back at any given point after that, that's a bit... Before that, rather, not after that. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I really like this here. I don't know if... I don't think that they had their own unique riggings here. I could be wrong. But her youngest sister is sad, and her older sister is quite angry. And again, the heights in here are... again, I don't want to critique it too much, but the heights are really weird here, because I remember when playing this in game, Verisa is like really tall, and she's the youngest. I don't think she's taller than her older sisters. So, and then Thrall is like super tiny. Like, they need to, I think they need to fix the scaling for Thrall, Illyria, Verisa, everyone really. I think like I think she's taller than Bane. That could just because he's behind her, but it's really weird. Also, it looks like, I don't know if it's done on purpose, but it looks like she's wearing Jaina's staff here. I'm pretty sure that's just because Jaina's behind her, but still. But it is a very nice glance here. I like that Illyria is very much peeved off at her, while Verisa is more sad about this whole incident. It makes sense for their characters. Verisa was the one who really admired and loved her older sister Sylvanas, while Illyria, they've got some damage. But yeah, Sylvanas yeets down right into the maw with the owl to go and save all the souls, and that's the last time we see of her for right now. We might see her in 9.2.5 maybe, but like I said, I'm kind of okay with them just being like, no, Sylvanas is done. Sylvanas is a closed book for now. We'll open that book again later. Don't know when. I'm going to bet they're saving both Illidan and Sylvanas for a in case of emergency break glass situation, where they do a cosmic war. But overall, my thoughts are quite positive about this ending. This is the ending that I wanted for Sylvanas and her crimes and her actions, at the very least. There was a time during BFA where I was like, yeah, kill her. Chop off her head. Be done with it. Do the same thing you did to Garrosh. Do the same thing you did to Arthas. I'm never in the same camp as people, because it always comes up. It always comes up where, if you think that Garrosh did nothing wrong, then you think Sylvanas did nothing wrong either. All 3 of them did nothing wrong. So I wanted all 3 of them sent to Revendreth, to be honest with you, but this works. I think this works a lot better than what I wanted, because it means that Sylvanas has to clean up her mess. Only then will she know peace. I'm very curious if Sylvanas will come back with Nathanos, because Nathanos, his soul, he died, right? He died. Nathanos, his head was chopped off. He did. He went to the Maw. He's somewhere in the Maw. Unless the jailer did something to him. Maybe. Don't know. Probably not, I'm guessing. But I hope that they do some kind of epilogue. It's a shame I haven't gotten the Sylvanas book. I assume they don't touch in on any of the stuff that much. But if they ever do like another story or a book or a movie or something, and they want to touch on Sylvanas, I hope they touch on the souls that she saves, like Zelling, Sarfang, everyone who died in Totosil, and all that stuff, especially Sarfang and Varian. I'm really wondering what's going on with the two of them. But if Sylvanas does come back, and we know she's still a Banshee, we know she's still a Dark Ranger, she still has those abilities, she's just more whole now. I wonder if we will see her return with Nathanos as an undead, or if Nathanos will just, he's going to the Maw, or not the Maw, sorry. If he goes to Revendreth or wherever, will he go to Maldraxxus? Will Nathanos be staying behind in the Shadowlands while Sylvanas comes back? Who knows? I still think that they're going to be holding off from Sylvanas content for a very long time, at the very least 2 expansions. I'd be very surprised if they're like, oh, we're doing a time skip, Sylvanas is back in action, she's the leader of the Forsaken again, everything's forgiven, everything's fine. Player base is not going to agree with that. Player base is not going to be okay with that. I'm okay with this because it feels like a bookend, and it feels like a bookend that will at least last a decent time, because that's how long it should last. It should last as long as it needs to. I remember when Thrall was getting way too much attention, and people wanted him gone, and they took a break from him in Legion, and then immediately BFA, people were like, where's Thrall? Bring him back. Where's Thrall? Where's Thrall? Where's Thrall? They knew that people would miss Thrall for an expansion or 2. So they brought him back, and people were happy. Not everyone, but people were happy. So I feel like a solution like that is an expansion or 2 expansions without Sylvanas would be enough. That's my guess. Some people will say never bring her back. Some people will say bring her back immediately. And some people will be in the middle ground, and who knows? I'm okay with 2 expansions away from her, as long as she's not the center of focus anymore. I really think that if you bring Sylvanas back in any capacity, she should be not the main character. Unless it makes sense. I can't really, the problem is I can't think of a way that they can make her a main character again. A side character, yeah, but a main character, maybe if it involves her sisters. Maybe if it involves Quel'Thalas, maybe if it involves the Forsaken, but I feel like they need to kind of get away from the Forsaken being centered on Sylvanas. But yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm happy with this. Could they have done other things? Maybe. Definitely. Could they have done this a better job? Definitely. But what we got here, I think was great. I think that the animations looked amazing. I hope they do this more. Taron Gregory and his team are awesome. I love their cinematics. I love these cinematics particularly. More of these in the future, please. But I think that's all I gotta say. This is quite a long reaction video. I guess it's a lot to say. Shadowlands is a lot of things. I have a lot of issues with it. This ending is really good in my opinion. I don't know. It's not like amazing. It's not making me go or anything like the Rexar cinematics did in BFA or the Sarfang cinematics did in BFA, but it was good. It was good. I'll give it that. I'm gonna say it was good. It was fine. That's where I think I'll leave it off. But what did you guys think? Did you guys not like it? Did you guys like it? Are you guys middle? What do you think? What do you feel? I thought that this was good enough with what they had. Really, like I honestly probably am being even more generous than that. I really, out of all the endings that they could have done, this one was probably the one that I expected to happen. In fact, I believe I even called it at one point. But yeah. So I will see you all